Good morning, fourth graders. Welcome to Shared Reading. We are going to go ahead and close read yesterday's reading, Natural Resources and Their Workers. But today we are going to be taking a close look at the text structure the author used to present the information. So if you notice the text here, these are our annotations from yesterday, but then I wrote our focus question on the left column in red. What were three effects of the Depression in California in the 1870s? So we're focusing on paragraph 6 here, and we're looking for those effects. So we have to remember, what text structure has the word effect in it? Must be cause and effect, right? So the cause is the depression. What was the effect? So let's go ahead and close read this here. In the early 1860s, the United States hired Chinese workers to help build the Transcontinental Railroad. When it was completed in 1869, these workers flocked to California. They joined the already established Chinese farming communities. But in 1870s, a depression forced European, American, and Chinese workers to compete for work. Okay, so I see that they mentioned right here, but in the 1870s, a depression. So there's the depression that we're referring to. And what happened because of the depression? It forced European American, and Chinese workers to compete for work. Let's keep reading. By 1882, anti-Chinese prejudice led to the Chinese Exclusion Act. Okay, so during this time, there was a depression, and this led to the Chinese Exclusion Act. So they're fighting for work. Now there's this Chinese Exclusion Act that would not allow Chinese people to become citizens because they're taking up the work. So that's an unfortunate thing that happened because of the depression. I'm highlighting this because it is an effect of the depression. No more Chinese immigrants could enter the United States. Instead, the United States increased the quotas or the numbers of Japanese and Filipino workers who can come to the United States. Okay, so now the depression is not wanting Chinese workers, but instead they are wanting Japanese and Filipino workers. Okay, so there are three effects there. The first effect is that they forced European, American, and Chinese workers to compete for work. There was the Chinese Exclusion Act that Chinese people could no longer become U.S. citizens. And then the Japanese and Filipino workers were allowed to come to the United States. All of these are the effects of the Depression. So, boys and girls, today when you go into Seesaw, you are going to be asked, what text structure did the author use to present the information? Well, we used cause and effect. The cause was the depression. The effect were that they had to compete for work, the Chinese Exclusion Act, and the Japanese and Filipino workers can come to the United States. The signal words that were used here are that they were this depression forced, there's a keyword, and it led to this. That's showing the relationship with the depression and these events. So as you go ahead and you answer this question, please keep in mind the annotations that we made during our close read today.